better treat me with respect. Keep a gold chain on my neck, fly as a jet. Boy, better treat me with respect. Keep a gold chain on my neck, fly as a jet.
Welcome back to Shockwave, everybody. And there you see it, Shea Solo and Jacob Rose, collectively known as the Bold and Beautiful, obviously with something on their mind. Solo has a microphone in his hand, and let's hear what they have to say, JC Flash.
All you morons, keep your mouth shut.
Hear that, Mooney?
Okay, so last week, I'm serious, shut up. Last week, we showed you that little midget, Kid Bullet, he ain't got no friends, so we kicked him out of the Bold and Beautiful. So yo, my former brother, his former brother, Kid Bullet, get out here, Solo, cause you ain't got nobody. I'm sure.
And Kid Bullet hits the ring, fist flying. There's senior official Joe Lopez.
Kid Bullet shot out here like a bullet out of a gun, and now he's getting double teamed by his former teammates in the Bold and the Beautiful.
The Bold and Beautiful unhappy that Kid Bullet did not help them try to take out Billy after being paid by David Barnabas Spector. And there you hear it, JC. Here comes the heavy metal Viking Hooks, and he is a bone to pick with the Bold and Beautiful. Still unhappy about that big loss in the Texas Tornado match at Cold Blooded.
All hell's broken loose in the ring. Heavy metal Viking, Kid Bullet.
Now wait a minute here, an unlikely alliance between Hooks and Kid Bullet, and the Bold and Beautiful are down.
Headbutt there from Hooks.
And senior official Joe Lopez has decided to make this official. And I have to agree, JC Flash. Let them fight it out in the ring. Let them settle their issues man to man under the lights here in the FGW arena.
Made by Kid Bullet, now a legal man. Kid Bullet, of course, a former member of the Bold and the Beautiful. Once consisted of Shea Solo, Jacob Rose, and Kid Bullet. Now just Jacob Rose and Shea Solo. Jacob Rose holding the rope down, letting Kid Bullet fall to the floor.
I may not like their tactics, but they are currently the #1 tag team here in FGW.
I'd agree with that. It's certainly not the high heels of justice, that's for sure. As Jacob Rose taking it to Kid Bullet.
We do have some great tag teams like Celtic Clash, Warhorse, the High Heels of Justice.
Well, that's not a great tag team, Mooney.
But right now, the impromptu team of Kid Bullet. Oh!
That's a withered Rose. Mooney, it wasn't enough.
Not enough to put away Kid Bullet. But this impromptu tag team of the Heavy Metal Viking and the Son of a Gun from Tombstone, Arizona, they have a lot of animosity towards the Bold and Beautiful. Right now, tandem offense.
Toe hold, elbow drop combination. Shea Solo got the leg, smashing it down into the middle of the ring. Oh no, here comes Hooks. Shea Solo standing tall right now, huh, Mooney?
Oh, and the silent assassin, Jacob Rose, getting in his shot.
This guy's just mean. Malice behind their moves.
Absolutely, they are not happy with Kid Bullet. As far as they're concerned, that money they took from David Barnabas Spector and Darkness Worldwide was supposed to pay for taking out Billy.
And Shea Solo now messing around right now. People trying to will Kid Bullet over to the corner of the Heavy Metal Viking hooks. Bullet needs to get the hooks. Shea Solo. Oh my God, their fingertips away from one another, Moody. Here we go now.
Kopez trying to keep hooks under control. Good luck with that.
Shea Solo keeping Kid Bullet under control, that's for sure. Got a scoop here.
Backbreaker. And Solo unceremoniously dumps Bullet to the mat, and now
Dropping him forward like a bag of trash.
Now Solo getting the tag from Jacob Rose. That is a legal tag under FGW rules. You can tag any part of the body to get your partner in. Oh, wow. Oh, man. Straight right shots, and Rose is staggered.
Didn't know he's still standing after that. A knockout shot. Standing blue thunderball by Kid Bullet. The Heavy Metal Vikings tagged in.
Oh, and Rose just got hit right in the mouth, and
Brain scrambled.
Rose has no idea where he's at right now. Huge running clothesline, turning Jacob Rose inside out. Solo still holding his head, looking for a tag, and a big spear by the Heavy Metal Viking.
Jacob Rose is down in the middle of the ring. He's vulnerable. And wait a minute.
Oh!
Here are your winners. Kid Bullet and the Heavy Metal Viking Hooks.
Gotta be an upset JC Flash, as this team that is, they've never tagged before, they knock off the top tag team in FGW. Solo and Rose not prepared for this at all tonight.
Absolutely not. As you said, Moody, the Heavy Metal Vikings, Kid Bullet, the son of a gun, straight stand tall, stand together. Who would have thunk it a few weeks ago? We would be seeing this right now.
And Joe Kopez raising the hands of this makeshift tag team. They came together to take on a common enemy. And Kid Bullet wants the microphone. No.
Hey, shut off that stupid music. No, everybody now. You are a despicable, fake friend. Not you, moron. You were never my brother. You were never my brother. Hey, here. Let me tell you straight, pal. Let me tell you, you piece of garbage. Next week, no, lady. Next week.
Wash your hair.
Spit it out. Next week, us, the bold and the beautiful, versus you and whoever you can find. And if we win, Bullet's gone.
What, loser leave town?
Come on. You know what that means?
How about if Bullet's team wins, you guys are gone?
Wow.
How's that for a challenge?
We love that, don't we? You know what, Shea Solo, Jacob Rose, hooks it, we accept.
and we accept. Say goodbye, loser.
It's been laid down. The table's been set. Mooney, is this official?
We are going to have to get word from Jackson Breeze. He is the official matchmaker. The fans want it. The Bold and Beautiful want it. Hooks and Bullet, they want it too. I want it. The future fans, wow, they are losing their mind. One of these teams will be no more next week here on Shockwave. Time for our Shockwave main event. Hooks and Kid Bullet have stormed the ring, and it is a Donnybrook here in Hamilton, Ohio at the FGW Arena. And tonight, the Bold and Beautiful look for a victory so that they can send Kid Bullet packing.
Mooney, the way that Kid Bullet and Hooks, they charged out here. Bullet jolts out here like a bullet train, the heavy metal Viking. Hooks taking it to Jacob Rose. This match has been turned up to 11 in the early going.
Well, Hooks has had his issues with Bold and Beautiful since before Cold Blooded, but especially since losing at Cold Blooded. And of course, Kid Bullet not happy that he was kicked out for trying to protect Billy.
Tope Suicida from Kid Bullet out to his former partners. And the Bold and the Beautiful, who will be forced to disband if Kid Bullet and Hooks can win this match.
The heavy metal Viking Hooks in the near corner. Oh, Tom Brady-like accuracy as he wings JC Flash with his t-shirt.
Now, Mooney, I'm getting a little tired of everybody's disrespect around here.
Kid Bullet, big elbow. And a leg drop. And headbutt. Oh, he didn't go for the cover. He wants to dole out some punishment on the noggin of Shea Solo. And JC, looks like the Bold and the Bearded are going to win this one.
I don't know about that, Mooney. The Bold and the Beautiful, they've looked great in recent months. Like, as time has gone on, they've done nothing but get better and better.
They are the top tag team in FGW, followed by the High Heels of Justice, the Celtic Clash, and maybe you can even throw in Warhorse as well. But right now, Bullet, stiff kick to the sternum, and now here comes the heavy metal Viking, the veteran. Big headbutt, sending Rose to the mat.
The meeting of the minds. Look at Hooks here.
Straight right, knife edge chop, one to the forehead, and another chop, sending Jacob Rose into the far corner. Series of elbows, and Hooks is all over Jacob Rose here in the main event of Shockwave.
Yeah, I gotta admit, Mooney, it's not looking great for the Bold and the Beautiful at this particular time.
And again, Hooks just brutalizing the silent assassin. A lot on the line. Kid Bullet's career here in FGW is on the line. The professional relationship of the Bold and the Beautiful on the line.
Jacob Rhodes had to get his neck's on the line, the way it almost got kicked off of his shoulders by Hooks.
And Hooks wants a better count from senior official Joe Copez. I don't think he's got anything to blow. Wow.
Driving that knee right into the side of the head. Now driving that same knee into the chest of the grounded Jacob Rose.
Tag made, Kid Bullet, the son of a gun from Tombstone, Arizona, suplex with a big body slam using Bullet. And Rose.
Oh my God, oh my God!
Boy, I wasn't sure if he was going to kick out of that one, JC.
Yeah, Shea Solo's losing it over there. Jacob Rose, he needs to get the tag.
Sign in the crowd says Shea Solo, New Year's resolution is to get better at wrestling. I'm sure that's got him miffed. And Rose finally able to tag in Shea Solo. The Macchiato Mac Daddy from the Nasty Natty.
There's lots of bad blood here between Kid Bullet and Shea Solo. And as soon as Shea Solo found his way into this match, things have not been good for Kid Bullet. Now having the boot of Shea Solo pressed on his neck. Referee forcing Shea Solo to break the hold.
Great suplex by Shea Solo. Gonna attempt another one.
Hook stirring the pot there on the apron.
Trying to get the future fans behind Kid Bullet. Maybe hurt Solo's feelings. Wow!
Full Nelson slam. Drop down hard, middle of the ring.
Had the leg hooked and everything.
Shea Solo seems to be questioning the count of Joe Lopez. Imagine that.
He is well known for throwing a tantrum when he doesn't get his way.
See the way that Shea Solo goaded hooks? Used the referee, used hooks as the distraction for the referee, and then attacking Kid Bullet along with Jacob Rose, who's now legal. Kid Bullet fighting back though.
That's what makes the Bold and Beautiful the best tag team in FGW. Wow.
Well, it's certainly not the High Heels of Justice, who won the best tag team award voted by the people. What a joke.
The future fans have spoken.
Moody, I could be a better tag team than the High Heels of Justice with you as my partner.
Bullet trying to get to his feet. Rose.
There's the Wilted Rose from Jacob Rose.
And the Silent Assassin is about to win this main event here on
This is the end of
Shockwave.
his, oh man, that would have been the end of Kid Bullet's career here in FGW. 1 second away from that becoming a reality, Mooney. So much on the line in this main event.
Jacob Rose in the mounted position, raining down forearms and right hands. And hooks. Pacing the apron.
Just itching to get in that ring, to get the tag from Kid Bullet. Meanwhile, the Bold and the Beautiful
Excellent move.
nice cohesive tag team action there. Again, Kid Bullet 1 second away from ending his career.
Rose with the drop toe hold, and then Solo springboarding off of the back of Rose for an elbow drop. Nearly had Bullet, but Bullet. A lot of animosity between these two. Oh, slap to the face,
Oh,
chop to
man.
the chest. And things could be getting out of control. Wait a minute, Solo.
Look at this. Shea Solo.
He went to the mat. He went to the mat, and Bullet was trying to fire up for a fight. Bullet seems to be a little disoriented, and now
Bold and Beautiful really making a habit out of pressing Kid Bullet's neck into that rope.
got to give Hooks credit for not rushing in there.
Well, he's not doing his team any favors by distracting the referee.
No, he's a veteran. He stayed on the apron. Double hip toss. The future fans trying to get behind Kid Bullet. Wait a minute.
Who is that?
That's Ricky Glam.
It is Ricky Glam.
The one-man Glam is back.
That idiot, what's he doing here?
Oh, he is hot.
And say that again, because Shea Solo threw a fireball in his face.
Bullet nearly broke up the bold and the beautiful Ricky Glam at ringside.
We haven't seen Ricky Glam since Cold Blooded.
Trying to get a little bit of revenge and hiding from Joe Lopez. Tried to cost the bold and the beautiful this matchup. And hooks.
Here we go.
Ricky Glam up on the apron. Hooks cleaning house. Irish whip into the corner. Splash, and here, clothesline. And heavy metal Viking hooks nearly took Rose's head off.
Ricky Glam needs to get out of here. He has no business out here.
Wait a minute. That's Matt Brannigan. What's he doing here?
Hold on, that's the spear. The spear. That's Hook's finisher. How many people has Hooks finished off with that move?
And Jacob Rose has an open window, and he's going to go right through it.
Curb stop by Jacob Rose.
He calls it the Black Rose. He has Hooks pinned. Bullet tried to get back in, and this one's over.
Mooney.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of this match, the Bold and Beautiful. And as a result, Kid Bullet must now leave the FGW.
Mooney, Rick Tom said it for me. Kid Bullet, his job here at FGW is no more. He's gone.
And Matt Brannigan, who has been on a tour of Japan, has shown up here out of nowhere. I thought he was 5,000 miles away. But he shows up here to help the bold and beautiful.
Matt Brannigan, he provided the opportunity for Jacob Rose to hit that Black Rose curb stop. And I would say that,
ladies and gentlemen, I've been asked to repeat that as a result, Kid Bullet must now leave FGW.
And that's all because of Matt Brannigan, Mooney.
The bold and the beautiful will stay together and add Matt Brannigan. Hooks humiliated by being defeated with his own finishing maneuver, and of course Kid Bullet utterly embarrassed. His career is over here in FGW.
Through no fault of his own. He wasn't even pinned.
We saw the return of Ricky Glam. Oh, what a night here on Shockwave. Pointed words for JC Flash.
David J better watch his mouth.
I tell you, the two of you not getting
better
along.
watch his mouth, all right?
Now, how is it you don't get along with David J, but you're like your best buds with Jackson Breeze? I mean, they're both scumbags.
Mooney, I'm going to leave my personal affairs off of commentary tonight for this FGW Championship match. Sean Casey, I don't know why he associates himself with David J. He apparently is the, whatever he calls himself, the Kingmaker. I think Sean Casey would be just fine without the old Kingmaker in his corner. And who is not in Jacob Rose's corner is Shea Solo, Mooney. Let's talk about that. Shea Solo not very happy about leaving either. Jacob Rose requesting Shea Solo take a walk. Sean Casey, though, trying to get ahead of Jacob Rose, it would seem. Needs to do a little bit of pre-match calisthenics. A conversation with, not a conversation, it was a...
He wanted a peck on the cheek from his bird at ringside. And
showing a little bit of love to Sean Casey. Sean Casey not showing love to Jacob Rose. Showing Jacob Rose's chest, the back of his hand. Oh no!
And Jacob Rose
falls down in a heap in the corner.
Those ribs are still bothering him from when he was speared through a table, off another table by the heavy metal Viking Hooks at Origins 2. And of course, Cody Hawk, no longer a member of 5MW. Shauna Reed, the pretty little psycho, has now aligned herself with the Prophet of Pain, Amos.
And look at this, David J getting involved. Guess he is good for something.
And Big John is out on tour with the Monsters of Rock, who have sold, from what I've heard, 2 million tickets already.
2 million?
Slingshot suplex, reminiscent of the great Tully Blanchard, one of the 4 horsemen.
And Bad Attitude Brian Beach.
And now Casey has joined Beach as an FGW champion. He is also the Powerbomb champion and one half of the Vendetta Tag Team champions. It's all about belts and welts for Sean Casey.
Sean Casey 1 second away from defeat right there, able to kick out and get back on top of things.
And we heard David J say he's looking to recruit members for 5MW. And how about the first word spoken by Jacob Rose on Beyond the Bell? I could not believe it. Finally breaking his silence.
And right now he's doing his talking in the ring, as we've seen him do so many times before. It's where Jacob Rose expresses himself. And man, if there was ever a time for that expression to come out full force, it's right now against the FGW champion Sean Casey in this championship match main event.
And you see Casey has a brace on his right knee. That may be something Rose looks to expose.
Sunset flip. Sean Casey kicks out of it. Taking down Jacob Rose. Jacob Rose kicks out. Sean Casey, I think he thinks that should have been 3. And David J, David J agrees.
Casey is not a mathlete. He is a world-class athlete, but he is no mathlete.
Well, regardless of whether or not it should have been 3, it was not.
Senior official Joe Lopez is in this championship match for a reason. Over 20 years experience as a referee.
Joe Lopez never messes anything up.
Oh, everybody's, I'm not saying he's not human, JC. Everybody makes mistakes, but that right there was not a mistake. And Joe Lopez is trying to get Casey out of the corner. And Rose with a forearm.
Jacob Rose getting himself out of the corner.
And he caught Casey right in the ear and catches him again.
Irish whip. Counter. Spine buster. I don't know if you heard David J off of our microphones, but he said that is the heavyweight champion, and he's right. That is Sean Casey. That is the heavyweight champion. And this is the moment of Jacob Rose's career.
Chip in and buy Joe some Geritol, he gets a little sleepy.
Maybe we should buy you an abacus and a clue.
Good one, Mooney.
Let's try and stick to the action. We've gone around the bend here with some of the so-called professionals at ringside. Casey in control.
Hey, I wish David J would move his giant gray ass so I can see.
Yeah, he makes a better door than he does a window. Casey in control with a rear chin lock. Joe Lopez checking to make sure it's not a choke. And now Casey trying to gain extra advantage, putting his feet on the middle rope for leverage. Snapping off a right hand, and that one had some stank on it, Flash.
Some stank indeed, right across the face of the silent assassin, Jacob Rose.
Casey, once one of the most popular superstars on the FGW roster, now nothing but disdain for him and the so-called kingmaker, David J.
Yeah, Mooney, 1 month ago, the crowd reaction for these two individuals would have been completely different, been completely topsy-turvy. It's like we're in Bizarro world right now. But due to the events that have taken place,
Rose kicks out.
the fans' reactions, they've shifted. These fans are very pro Jacob Rose right now. Not so much Sean Casey.
And with full-throated support, they are trying to will Jacob Rose to the FGW Championship. Rose, big forearm, and another. Casey tries to get control. Reversal, sleeper, locked in.
Sleeper hold to Sean Casey if he can choke him out.
Center of the ring.
If he can cut off the airway of Sean Casey, he'll be the new champion. Sean Casey able to spin around though, leaping flatliner.
That could be it. No!
It was not it, Mooney.
Rose able to kick out.
This championship main event continues.
And David J, it looks to me, taunting. No, asking Joe Kopez once again. And these fans have really gotten behind the silent assassin.
Yeah, and under the skin of Sean Casey.
Silent no more. And Jacob Rose whipping Casey into the corner. Rose rushed in, ducked his head and caught a boot. Casey misses the clothesline. DDT.
Both men are down. Sean Casey's down. Jacob Rose is down. Hold on. The arm draped.
Oh,
the arm was draped over Sean Casey. 1 second away from a new FGW champion.
That DDT stacked Casey on his dimes, but Rose could only get a hand for the cover. What a main event here on Shockwave.
Joe Kopez administering the count up to a 4 count. If he gets the 10, this will be a double count out. Jacob Rose, Sean Casey both coming to their feet, up to their knees.
Rose blocks. Casey tries again. Rose, another forearm. And another. Rose scores. Another clothesline. And an elbow. Does he have enough, JC?
We're about to find out. Sean Casey, he is down. Jacob Rose measuring his opponent.
What's it gonna be?
He might be taking a little bit too much time. That's Sean Casey in there.
He's setting him up, JC.
There we go, Wilton Rose. Will this be the end for Sean Casey's undefeated streak? No. The championship reign still intact.
Wait a minute. That's Big John. He's supposed to be out with the Monsters of Rock.
Big John is back. Right behind the back of Jacob Rose. Oh no. This isn't good.
Ow!
Choke slam to Jacob Rose, the challenger. Joe Kopez has attention averted. Sean Casey, he's got the cover.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner and still FGW champion, Sexy Sean Casey. And Big John has returned. He has returned to help his friend win this one. They have stolen this match from Jacob Rose, just like they stole the title from Mitch Magnus at Origins 2. This is disgusting. This was an instant classic. You know it, I know it, and the future fans know it, and this is a debacle.
I'm not going to argue with you, Moody. I saw what you saw, but the fact remains, what happened, happened. Joe Kopez saw what he saw and didn't see what he didn't see, and the result is this. Sean Casey, the FGW champion, throwing it up and throwing it down with Big John back here in the FGW arena.
And their opponents, Ricky Glam, Big Booty Brad Vector, the High Wheels of Justice, and the Heavy Metal Viking Hooks.
TLC, it's on here at Origins 2.
Complete chaos in the early going, but would you have expected anything else?
Shea Solo all over Ricky Glam in the center of the ring.
That's what I like to see.
Jacob Rose and Big Booty Brad on the outside, as well as Heavy Metal Viking Hooks. Putting the boots to Brannigan.
Ricky Glam getting hot-shotted down.
And this one's going to be hard to call.
A steel chair being wedged into the corner. Brannigan and Hooks going at it.
Shea Solo trying to set up that steel chair in the corner. He's having some issues. Gets the assist from the silent assassin, Jacob Rose.
And Ricky Glam taking it to Shea Solo, but Shea Solo cutting off Glam. Because Ricky Glam is a disgrace to professional wrestling, Shea Solo going to continue to beat him down. Look at that Glam. Hey, look at that shuffle sidekick, Mooney.
Solo with a double thrust to the throat of Glam, which is perfectly legal. We've got two referees out here and no need for either one of them. Glam reverses, Solo into the steel chair.
But Mooney, you said it, no disqualification, no rules. The only reason these referees out here to count the pin or to call the submission.
There's more glitter in the ring than on JC Flash's jacket.
I don't know about all that. Hard shot to the back of the silent assassin by Big Booty Brad.
And he wants revenge for the Bold and the Beautiful, shaving off that beautiful beard of his.
Beautiful.
Hooks has a steel chair. He just blasted Brannigan.
Look at this, Brad Vector. He's got a ladder. Hey, look at Ricky Glam being beat up by Shea Solo. I hope to see a lot more of that, Mooney. Oh, now Brad Vector, though, setting up that ladder.
Took a little too much time, and there goes Jacob Rose slamming Vector into the corner with that ladder. What's Rose setting up for? He missed! Whatever it was, he missed!
Presses hard straight into that ladder. Brad out of the way. Big Booty Brad now. Brad Vector got a steel chair. Patting that booty. Who knows what's going to happen?
Tosses him to the chair. Big Booty Brad with a hell of a chair shot. A booty bump, yeah, with the chair. I don't know how to call that one.
Hooks introducing another ladder, another chair into this ring. Brannigan.
And Brannigan and Hooks know each other from way back.
Wait a minute now. What a shot.
Hooks was the manager of the Full Moon Wrecking Crew. One member was Brannigan, the other one was Beast.
Ricky Glam still being beat up by Shea Solo. One of my favorite things that I've ever watched is when Ricky Glam gets beat up at any given time. God, what a...
Hooks with a slam on Brannigan. And now he's got hold of that metal ladder.
Hard to keep up with all this action. As Hooks going up to the second rope. Jacob Rose not in a good way.
Hooks setting up for mega violence. Ow!
Body press with the assist from that ladder onto Jacob Rose.
Check that, that's Brannigan. And now Hooks introducing another ladder, an even bigger one. Brannigan with a gut shot.
Ladder to the abdomen of Hooks. Bionic elbow off the head.
Solo with a stiff chair shot to Ricky Glam.
Gotta love it.
Suplex into the ladder.
The heavy metal Viking bouncing off of the steel. Brannigan celebrates.
Brannigan solidly in control of the heavy metal Viking, who was stunned after being suplexed into that metal ladder. Oh, desperation move by Hooks with a DDT.
My God, Brannigan spiked hard on top of the chair.
Rose dribbling Vector's head off of the ring steps.
Oh no, look at this. Ricky Glam fighting back against Shea Solo. Who would ever thought that would happen? Chairs being set up by the heavy metal Viking. Bad intentions, it would seem.
Now Hooks
arranging the hardware to his liking.
Yeah, stacking that ladder in the near corner.
Brannigan has been busted wide open.
Oh!
My God, Brannigan leaking from the head, the eye.
He will need medical attention, win, lose, or draw.
And he's not the only one busted open. Look at Jacob Rose donning a proverbial crimson mask. Hooks bouncing headfirst off the ladder.
Brannigan with a fireman carry release. Dropping Hooks face first into that ladder.
Ricky Glam and Brad being beaten down by the Bold and the Beautiful outside the ring.
And now Hooks has been lacerated.
Oh! Tossing that chair at Hooks. Ricky Glam being bounced off that table. Brannigan.
His face, I have to say it, a crimson mask. And he is setting up steel chairs.
Introducing more weaponry into this already chaotic environment. This tables, ladders, and chairs match. Hooks in a lot of trouble.
Spine buster. But Brannigan's blood loss, he wasn't able to get a hold of Hooks and send him all the way through the chairs. I'm surprised Brannigan can stand.
And Mooney, the Bold and the Beautiful, looking pretty good about now.
This is the worst blood drive I've ever seen.
Oh no, look at this.
Triple DDTs.
The Bold and the Beautiful dropping the high heel to Justice right on top of their heads, on top of the steel. That is what I'm talking about, Mooney. Not looking good for Hooks and the high heels of Justice, not one bit.
And now they are going after the tables. They're going after tables. And this is how the Bold and the Beautiful won it cold-blooded. They put the Heavy Metal Viking Hooks through a table.
Mooney, just last week, the Heavy Metal Viking Hooks put through a table.
And Ryan Wild.
And now, these tables being rearranged, this furniture being put in place by the Bold, the Beautiful, and the Brannigan.
Three corners, three tables have been set up.
Oh, Mooney, Ricky Glam's gonna go through one of those tables. I can't wait.
Looks like the Bold and the Beautiful and the Brannigan are celebrating.
Oh, Mooney, this is great. Hold on, though. The Heavy Metal Viking fights back, as does Brad Vector. Ricky Glam not fighting at all because he doesn't have any fight left in him. Brad Vector picking up the slack.
Jacob Rose, as you can see, busted wide open, laying against the railing. And they have Shea Solo.
Oh, hold on, no.
All to themselves.
Oh no, Mooney! Shea Solo power slam down to the middle of the ring. And we do not see this often. The Heavy Metal Viking Hooks climbing to the top rope.
Oh! Wow! The chair went into the crowd.
Off of the head of the Heavy Metal Viking, here comes Jacob Rose.
Hope everybody's okay here at ringside.
Oh, look at this, Mooney. Here we go. The Bold and the Beautiful find themselves squared off right now with the high heels of Justice. No question is a better tag team there, the Wilton Rose.
And Hooks has been taken out of the equation.
Who cares about Hooks? Ricky Glam about to get slammed into that table.
Head first goes Ricky Glam into that
do
table.
it again, Shea Solo. Slam him through that table. That is what I'm talking about. Ricky Glam slammed through in a heap. That table leaned against the corner. Jacob Rose setting up another table on the outside of the ring. Two tables still leaned against the corner of the ropes in the ring. A lot more chaos to come, I would predict, Mooney.
Vector trying to fight back against Solo, excuse me. Brannigan sent over the top rope. Vector fighting valiantly, all on his own. Glam has been taken out with a table.
Oh, no.
Hooks taken out with a steel chair. And Vector.
All hell is broken loose as expected.
Big Booty Brad wants a ladder. An incredible TLC match here at Origins 2. Oh! Ho, ho. Now you know why they call it Big Booty Brad.
Big Booty Brad got Shea Solo in a bad way.
And Hooks has made it to his feet. And the wound on his head has opened up even more. Brad! Vector through the table.
And booty not working to his favor right there. Led him straight into that table, propped up against the corner. Brad down, Ricky down, Hooks is down, the Bold, the Beautiful, and the Brannigan. Looking pretty good right now, wouldn't you say, Mooney? Hold on, no, Hooks.
Glam has not recovered from going through the table.
Of course he didn't, Mooney. Ricky Glam doesn't even belong in this ring, much less a TLC match. Might see the end of his career right now in this ring. At least one would hope so.
And Rose is building some nefarious contraption.
Thrust kick from Ricky Glam, booty from Brad. And here's the heavy metal Viking Hooks with a spear!
Spear through the table! And right now, the silent assassin, Jacob Rose, is the only member of the Bold, the Beautiful, and the Brannigan who is still standing.
Yanking Brad out by his face. You hear Shea Solo.
He may have a couple broken ribs.
And moaning in pain.
And Ricky Glam serving no quarter.
Oh no, Ricky Glam with a ladder.
Shea Solo, it's possible he's injured.
There's probably more people in this match than not that's injured. Look at the blood.
Brannigan is trying to get back into the ring, but he is blinded by his own blood. And Hooks, the heavy metal Viking, is setting up yet another table.
How many tables are available for this TLC match? Brannigan, Hooks, both holding a steel chair. A standoff.
Brannigan and Hooks have decided to square off. Straight right hands from Brannigan and Hooks. Brannigan got the best of that exchange. Clothesline.
Knocking Hooks backwards off of the chair. Oh my God. Jacob Rose with a huge forearm smash to Big Booty Brad.
Guess what?
And our view is obstructed. We cannot see what. Oh, now we can see what's going on with Solo and Glam. They are still battling.
What's going on with Hooks?
Brannigan, back body dropped into the table. Rose is up on the table that is bridged in between the ring and the guardrail, and he's trying to get Vector up there with
There's
him.
no way. There's no way. Can he suplex him through that table? That
He
table.
can't get him up. What? Oh my God! Oh my God! I don't believe what I just saw.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the TLC, the High Heels of Justice, and the Heavy Metal Viking.
I do not believe what I just saw. Hooks from the apron, spearing Jacob Rose through a table on the floor. Unbelievable.
Bodies everywhere. Complete mayhem. Wreckage. Multiple scores to be settled in this match. And are they settled? That remains to be seen. But what I do know, Mooney,
I know I have seen enough to know I have seen it all. That was incredible.
And even though Jacob might be the better wrestler, I'm going to go ahead and give you the title shot tonight. What? That's right. Your chance to become the FGW champion is tonight.
this is for the championship.
I'm serious. But if you lose, both of you, back of the line. Hit the brick slick, no more title shots. You hear me? It's do or die.
And David J has turned this into a title match. If Shea Solo fails to win, he and the silencer Jacob Rose will never get another title shot while Casey is the champion. And the bell is rung, and a Pearl Harbor job by the undefeated sexy Sean Casey. And the crowd are stunned. They don't know what to make of this proclamation by David J. Big chop across the chest of Shea Solo. And the champion goes to work on the challenger in the corner. Sean Casey, a champion, not only here in FGW, but around the country. And now Solo firing back. Series of shots to the gut. Into the corner goes Solo. And Casey is in control.
A lateral press here. Back press, actually, from Sean Casey, the champion.
And ever since winning the championship at Origins 2, Casey has remained undefeated and FGW champion. David J. Not quite sure what he was attempting there. And now Casey going for the pin again. JC, what does Shea Solo have to do to be the one to knock off Sean Casey? What is it gonna take?
Everything. He has to do everything that he can. He has to get everything that he has. There is so much on the line right now, Mooney. You heard what I heard. Not only is Shea Solo's chance at an FGW title match, not only is that what's happening here, not only is this his one chance, if he loses this match, hell, here with the cover now with the spine buster. But not only does Shea Solo only have this one match, but if he loses, not only does Shea Solo not get another championship match at Sean Casey, but neither does Jacob Rose, due to the stipulation made by David J.
Casey in firm control of Shea Solo. Solo in the main event here tonight. Ed got a 2 count. Do you think that this stipulation that David J added adds a sense of desperation or a sense of urgency?
I think both. I think that it's put up or shut up time for Shea Solo. Sean Casey now got Shea Solo's shoulders down in the middle of the ring. Shea Solo kicks out though.
Slingshot suplex followed up by a pin attempt. And now Casey straight up choking Solo. Usually it's Solo dishing out the dirty tactics, but tonight he's in there with a master.
And if you can't see him, buy a TV, because David J will stand wherever he wants to.
Come on, Jacob!
That's it, man. I heard what you said about me.
I think the only thing that brings JC and I together is David J. I'd like him to appear on an episode of the Flash Bang.
Mooney, David J is nowhere near worthy being shined upon under a spotlight standing next to JC Flash, the shiniest star in the sky. Foot on the rope there.
Yeah, Casey looking for extra leverage to apply that rear chin lock, or excuse me, reverse chin lock, and now Casey leaning on Solo Tonight's main event is brought to you by Main Street Vinyl, 222 Main Street in Hamilton, Ohio. They buy and sell new and used vinyl records as well as record players. Check out Main Street Vinyl, 222 Main Street, Hamilton, Ohio. Shea Solo with the back elbows.
Right into the midsection there, the champion Sean Casey, the undefeated champion. Now this sleeper hold by Casey to Shea Solo.
And that just might do it for Casey. That might be the trick right there. And Solo shifted his hips. And now a sleeper of his own. Doesn't have it locked in. Needs to have that hand in the crook of his elbow, and he's got it on the outside.
Yeah, Mooney, the elbow, it needs to be under the chin of Sean Casey. Might have got a little bit of pressure there across the neck, but nowhere near enough. As you can see, is Sean coming up with that leaping flatliner, taking out Solo. Cover, hook to the leg.
Solo kicking out. Casey, once one of the most popular athletes in FGW, now despised by the future fans here in Hamilton, Ohio. Solo firing up. A lot on the line.
A lot on the line, to say the least. Sean Casey there with that counter. Jack in the jaw with that kick. Here we go. Back press from Sean Casey to cover, but Shea Solo kicks out.
Casey cut off Solo and now back in control. He has spent most of this match in control of young Solo.
Sean Casey's looking to throw it up and throw it down. Throws himself down, and Shea Solo nowhere to be found.
Solo back to his feet, clothesline.
Russian leg sweep.
Whoa.
That's what it's called, Mooney. Here's the cover.
Well done by Solo. I don't think I've ever seen him pull out that Russian leg sweep, and he did tonight. And he scored with it.
You can pull out all the stops in this situation, Mooney.
Yeah, you almost have to.
No, you don't almost have to. You have to. As Shea Solo catches that kick to the face. Sean Casey kicking Solo out of the corner. Nothing pretty about that. Just taking down Sean Casey on his face. Here's the cover.
Solo wanted that face buster. Now Solo with an arm bar. Oh, Glenn Young.
Oh, referee down, super kick.
Solo down, Glenn Young out on the outside, and there's Big John Murray.
Big John making his presence known. Oh no.
Taking the night off from the Monsters of Rock tour to help out his brother.
That's 2 weeks in a row, Big John showing up here at the FGW arena.
And Solo is going to get chokeslammed.
Let's end these guys' lives. Give it to him.
He wants to end his life.
His life?
Quick, what's the number for 911?
Oh man, this is not looking good. Oh no, Big John. Oh no, across the face of Sean Casey inadvertently. Big John punching Casey's lights out. The bodyguard of this.
Jacob Rose. Oh!
Hold on, Mooney, look at this.
Solo has the cover.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Wait a minute. A second rip. Oh, Mitch Magnus has done it. The undefeated streak. It's over. It's over. We've got a new champion.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Shea Solo. Shea Solo.
the new FGW champion, the Macchiato Mac Daddy, Shea Solo.
History has been made here in the main event of Shockwave. Mitch Magnus coming down to ringside in the stripes. Shea Solo has done it. Shea Solo did not expect to have a championship match tonight. Did not expect to face Sean Casey tonight. But despite the odds, despite everything that's happened. Oh, hey, wait a minute. Jackson Breeze out here. Shea Solo holding up the FGW championship. Solo the new champion. Knocking off the undefeated Sean Casey.
Hold it. Let's stop this celebration before it gets out of hand. First of all, Mitch is not a sanctioned referee.
That's right.
Not at the FGW or anywhere else that I'm aware of.
No, he is not.
Good point, David. And if I'm not mistaken, Chase Solo, you hit the ref.
Yes, he did.
So, Rick Toms announced the winner correctly.
Those are both true statements,
Your
Mooney.
winner by disqualification and still the FGW champion, Sexy Sean Casey.
Mooney, the decision reversed. Shea Solo is not the champion. Wrestling fans, we are out of time here on Shockwave. We'll see you next week.